China is in the headlines this week with record crude oil processing and COVID lockdowns. The Petrochemical Weekly Update starts now. About a week ago, on April 21st, LyondellBasell announced that it will cease operations at its Houston Refinery by the end of 2023. Kenneth Lane, interim CEO, said, "After thoroughly analyzing our options, we have determined that exiting the refining business by the end of next year is the best strategic and financial path forward for the company." Mr. Lane added, "While this was a difficult decision, our exit of the refining business advances the company's decarbonization goals, and the site's prime location gives us more options for advancing future strategic objectives, including circularity." According to the company, the Houston Refinery has capacity to process 268,000 barrels of crude oil per day, which I estimate results in production of around 70,000 barrels of naphtha per day. Lyondell is one of the largest producers of petrochemicals in the world and a leading producer of polypropylene in North America, which leads me to believe that a good portion of naphtha output from the Houston Refinery, or maybe even all of it, is ending up at LyondellBasell's Equistar cracker in Channelview, Texas, ultimately ending up in the propylene value chain. You might be wondering, what are the alternatives for propylene buyers if other refineries follow Lyondell's lead? If you are, then the Petrochemical Market Advisory, delivered by the Petrochemical Strategies Expert Network and powered by i2 Market, can help. If you have questions and want answers, ask me. You can reach out to me directly by clicking on the Ask Me link on my website, petrochemicalstrategies.com. Let's look at the headlines. China processed record amounts of crude oil in 2021, mostly to meet rising domestic demand. As a result, China exported significantly less gasoline and diesel to ensure sufficient domestic supply. According to China's National Bureau of Statistics, China processed a record 14 million barrels per day of crude oil in 2021, which was a 4.6% increase from the previous year. According to the EIA, the natural gas futures contract broke through the $7 per MMBTU level last Thursday. The last time natural gas futures broke the $7 per MMBTU mark was in November of 2008. This was pre-shale revolution, George W. Bush was still president, and we were in the midst of a global financial crisis. And finally, in the news, the Wall Street Journal posted an article about the state of the Chinese market in the midst of the latest COVID lockdowns. The Chinese economy is important globally for several reasons, including global crude and petrochemical trade flows. The latest Chinese COVID concerns are creating an overriding bearish sentiment in the crude market, pushing both WTI and Brent futures below $100 per barrel. Thank you for watching the Petrochemical Weekly Update. If you have any questions about anything you saw here today, ask me. My name is Robert Sawchuk, and I will see you next time.